The accused in a first-degree murder trial testifies his intent was suicide, not murder. High-stakes auto talks underway.
Our goal is to reach a deal that raises conditions throughout the Canadian auto industry while protects good Canadian jobs.
The union, representing 19,000 auto workers, is pushing for job security amidst global trade uncertainty. And Wheatley's road to recovery.
We've really needed a positive spin around here for a long time.
A local Legion, which felt the impacts of the 2021 explosion, reopens after nearly 5 years.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. A LaSalle man is testifying in his own defense at an ongoing first-degree murder trial in Windsor Superior Court. We must warn our viewers the content of the story includes references to suicide. Today, Glenn Mayer admitted he went to Tony Bashara's home armed with a handgun, but he had no intention of using it on Bashara. CTV's Michelle Molesky joins me with our top story tonight. Michelle.
Stefanie, in the early morning hours of January 20th, 2024, Glenn Mayer confirmed what he had suspected for months, that his wife was having an affair with Tony Bashara. He says he went to Bashara's home armed with his legal handgun, but not to hurt Bashara, rather to hurt himself. Tony Bashara was 47 years old when he was killed in January 2024. It happened at his home in Lakeshore. I didn't intend to shoot him, Glenn Mayer told the jury at the very start of his defense Monday. I wanted to confront him, Mayer testified. I wanted to let him know he destroyed my family. Mayer explained that he took a handgun to Bashara's home that day to take his own life, but he didn't elaborate. Mayer said his marriage was in trouble, with the couple bickering and constantly arguing. When he confirmed his suspicions that his wife was in an affair with Bashara, Mayer says he was destroyed and upset that his family was breaking apart. After sending proof of the affair to his wife's family and warning Bashara he was going to, quote, speed up karma, Mayer drove out to Lakeshore. Mayer says Bashara let him in through the rear sliding door because the men were friends. A verbal conversation quickly escalated, Mayer testified. I see he's grabbing a knife, and alls I remember is me shooting at him, Mayer said. The jury has learned Bashara suffered 5 gunshot wounds. I could see he wasn't breathing or moving, Mayer said, before throwing the gun in the sink and tossing the knife away from the living room. On cross-examination, the Crown reminded Mayer the timing between leaving his truck and the gunshots was just 3 minutes. Mayer also had no explanation for how he could be very intoxicated and yet drive for more than an hour without getting into any accidents. And Mayer admitted late today he wasn't planning to kill himself at Bashara's, so he couldn't explain why he needed to be armed when he entered the home. Assistant Crown Attorney Craig Houle was also highly critical of Mayer for his, quote, convenient memory. Plus, the Crown was also critical of Mayer for not calling 911 after the shooting, but he chose instead to tell his friends about his wife's affair before making a flippant comment to one of them, quote, better call Saul. The defense evidence is now done. Closing arguments will be held on Wednesday. Stefanie?
Okay, Michelle Molesky with our top story. Thank you for this, Michelle. In other news, a 10-year-old child has life-threatening injuries following a 2-vehicle crash on Highway 401 in Lakeshore. OPP and Windsor Essex EMS were called to the crash near County Road 27 just before 7 p.m. on Sunday. Both drivers and 2 child passengers were taken to Windsor Regional Hospital. Police say an 8-year-old child and both drivers suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A 32-year-old Windsor resident was arrested and charged with impaired driving, having a blood alcohol concentration above the legal limit, and dangerous operation causing bodily harm. The accused's license has been suspended for 90 days, with the vehicle impounded for 7 days. Meanwhile, 43-year-old man has been charged following a weekend stabbing in downtown Windsor. Police found a 31-year-old man with an apparent stab wound in the 300 block of Church Street Saturday morning. He was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect was arrested minutes later near University and Dougal. He faces 3 weapons-related and assault charges. An 89-year-old cyclist was sent to hospital in critical condition after being hit by a vehicle in Windsor. Police were called to the intersection of Northwood Street and McKay Avenue just after the noon hour on Friday. Investigators say the man was riding an electric bicycle through the intersection when he was struck by an oncoming vehicle. He was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are asking any witnesses or anyone with surveillance video to please contact them. Ontario's Special Investigations Unit is appealing for information in a sexual assault investigation involving a former Chatham-Kent police officer. Kenneth Miller was charged in May with sexual assault, sexual exploitation and breach of trust in connection with an alleged incident from 2009. The SIU is now asking anyone who believes they may have been affected or who has information that could assist with their investigation to come forward. The agency says there is no time limit to report a sexual assault, and coming forward is entirely voluntary. Information can be shared confidentially by phone and through the SIU's website. Free confidential support is also available around the clock through the SIU's Affected Persons Program. A pivotal moment for the town of Wheatley. The Royal Canadian Legion Branch 324 is set to open their new building Tuesday afternoon. Many are encouraged and feel it's the beginning of a turnaround. CTV's Bob Belichico joins us tonight with more on this. Bob.
Well, here it is. This is the brand new Royal Canadian Legion Branch 324 here in Wheatley. People in town are excited about this. I'll take you for a peek inside in a minute, but this is the first building to rise from the ashes of the explosion back in 2021.
How exciting for everyone.
This is the new $1.5 million Royal Canadian Legion Branch 324 in Wheatley, which is set to open Tuesday afternoon. People have been waiting for this for 4 years.
We've really needed a positive spin around here for a long time.
We're getting one step ahead and getting knocked back 3, but it's over with now. Just thank everybody for it.
The Legion is the first to build since this explosion rocked the town in August of 2021. Past President Richard Wheatley hopes they aren't the last.
Once we build the, $1.5 million building, maybe other people start buying lots up and building too, because they'll have more faith in Wheatley. I got things under control now, which they do, so there's no worries. So
let's take a look inside the 6,000 square foot building, which has the same space as the old one, except everything is on one floor. Memorabilia from the old building was preserved and is proudly on display. One bar serving 2 rooms, each room separated by retractable doors, 16 dartboards for tournaments. And speaking of darts, how about the coolest looking bar table in the region? And look what they have outside.
Everybody's been asking for an outside patio, which we got one now. The other place we didn't have room for.
I stumbled across this bench in Bowman Trail. It's kind of fitting. Get the town going. It's happening.
Everything else around is coming together, and I feel like it is going forward instead of staying stagnant as it has been. So,
a couple doors down, Rennie's, the Village Smokehouse, is currently working on expanding their patio on Talbot Road to Erie Street.
Man, it's happening. He's investing his own money in this, and I think it's terrific. We just got to keep moving ahead.
the flower pots and the town and the businesses putting stuff in their windows, and it's coming back.
Residents understand there is a process, but some would like to see the momentum continue with movement on the parkland on the east side of Erie Street.
We really want the park to get moving along. The great ideas they had come forth, but we also have to start showing some progress too on that front.
So the popular Fish Festival is coming up here in town this weekend, and also Hawks for Hospice at the end of July, where a motorcycle entourage comes through town. There's a lot of excitement and energy building up here in the town of Wheatley for sure, Stephanie.
Okay, exciting. Bob Belichico, thank you. And the Ford Fireworks returns to the Detroit River tonight, with hundreds of thousands of people expected along Windsor's waterfront. The 24-minute show, featuring more than 10,000 pyrotechnic effects, is expected to begin around 10 p.m. Several downtown roads, including a long stretch of Riverside Drive, will close to vehicles starting at 6 p.m. Parking restrictions will also be in place, and vehicles left in no parking zones could be ticketed and towed. Free Transit Windsor shuttles will run from Devonshire Mall to City Hall beginning at 6, with return service operating until midnight. Regular Transit Windsor service will also be free across the city after 6 p.m. Police are encouraging families to pick a meeting spot in case they become separated, and to take a photo of their children showing what they are wearing. And this does take us to our question of the day. Do you like watching fireworks? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. On Friday, we asked if you visit local beaches. Out of more than 900 responses, 87% say no. Let's take a break now with CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison, who joins us for a first look at the weather. And Julie, what is the forecast looking like tonight for the fireworks?
Things are looking great in terms of that weather system that moved through earlier in the day. That is now well off to the south and moving eastward. Conditions will continue to improve. So the cloud cover, of course, breaking up out there, and temperatures are warming up. We're sitting at our high right now of 22 degrees. So you can see the cloud deck is starting to erode. And yes, we're not expecting any active weather tonight. So as you head out this evening, temperatures still nice and mild and warm through the early evening. And as we push towards 10 o'clock, still 17 degrees. Generally, the winds will be light out of the north. That's good news as well. So the winds have been quite gusty through the day today. So winds easing off, skies are clearing out, and temperatures will be holding on the mild side. So looking absolutely gorgeous out there. Make sure you grab a light jacket or a sweater if you are heading out tonight. You'll need it on your way home. Stefanie?
The University of Windsor is mourning the death of former President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Alan Wildeman. Wildeman died June 16th at the age of 72. Born in Lanigan, Saskatchewan, he was the first in his family to complete university, eventually earning a doctorate in genetics. Wildeman led the University of Windsor from 2008 to 2018, overseeing the expansion of its downtown campus, along with major investments in student housing, research, and engineering. He later held leadership roles with the Chatham-Kent Health Alliance and St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital. The university says he will be remembered for his commitment to students and his belief in education's power to strengthen communities. Flags on campus have been lowered in his honor. The 2026 Carousel of the Nations has wrapped up after drawing an estimated 226,500 visits across Windsor and Essex County. The two-weekend festival brought together 42 cultural villages featuring food, music, dance, and traditions from around the world. Organizers also reported more than 2.2 million social media engagements during this year's event. And while the final day festivities were still underway on Sunday, Multicultural Council Executive Director Fred Francis was already looking ahead. He says planning for the 2027 carousel begins the very next day with feedback forms, meetings with village representatives, and discussions about what can be improved. That process will also include evaluating applications from prospective new cultural villages. Unifor has officially begun its bargaining efforts with the Detroit Big Three. The private sector union, representing nearly 19,000 auto workers, kicked off contract negotiations today with Ford Motor Company. CTV's Robert Lothian has more on why the union is calling these the most consequential auto talks ever.
Yeah, Stefanie, union leaders stressed that these talks are taking place at a monumental moment for the Canadian auto sector, facing both the new entry of Chinese competition into the market as well as the headwinds of U.S. tariffs and an American president that continues to be hostile towards the industry north of the 49th parallel.
The most powerful leader in the world has repeatedly said that he is coming for our auto sector in Canada and our jobs.
The union held its first set of talks with Ford today before addressing media afterwards. Unifor says it's picked Ford to begin negotiations because of its demonstrated commitment to Canadian operations. They believe that will lead to a strong pattern agreement for subsequent talks with Stellantis and General Motors. The union is seeking a 3-year deal. Its main aims for that contract include enhancements to pensions, retirement, security benefits, and wages, while also seeking clarity on future investments and product commitments. Unifor National President Lana Payne says the talks won't be sidetracked by the uncertainty around ongoing negotiations over the Canada-U.S.-Mexico free trade deal.
There's going to be a lot of noise while we're in the room trying to stay focused on bargaining a collective agreement for over 5,000 workers. There's no doubt that there will be posturing by the United States. We have seen that repeatedly throughout the last 18 months, but certainly that's been heating up. Canada cannot become a market for vehicles only made somewhere else. If we want an advanced manufacturing industry in Canada, it starts with building cars and trucks right here in this country, and it starts with our members.
The current contract expires on September 20th. The union has set a deadline of July 10th to reach a new deal with Ford. Payne says if an agreement isn't reached by that point, the union will have a conversation about what next steps to take. Stefanie.
Okay, we will be following the story
Absolutely.
closely. Okay, Robert Lothian, thank you for this. Now, housing affordability was front and center in Chatham-Kent Monday as municipal leaders, builders, and housing experts gathered for a housing summit. Now, new polling presented at the event suggests residents are increasingly concerned about rising costs and whether future generations will be able to afford a home. CTV's Chris Campbell has more.
People may love living in Chatham-Kent, but many are worried about affordability.
We need to make life more affordable for us and for the generations to come.
New polling presented during Monday's Housing Affordability Summit found residents are concerned about rising housing costs, property taxes, and the next generation's ability to buy a home.
The thing is, about 19 out of every 20 residents in Chatham-Kent say that they don't believe that the next generation will be able to afford housing.
The survey also found nearly 1/4 of residents say they may have to leave the municipality if property taxes continue to rise. Those concerns are helping drive discussions around new solutions. Mayor Darren Caniff announced the municipality is exploring the elimination of development charges on residential housing for the next 3 years.
We need to make housing more affordable. It was, as with the EPSIS poll talked about, affordability was one of the key issues. So part of that is that we are looking to eliminate the development charges we have in Chatham-Kent for the next 3 years.
Development charges are fees collected by municipalities to help pay for growth-related infrastructure. The Chatham-Kent Home Builders Association says removing them could help spur construction while opening the door to additional provincial and federal funding opportunities.
So people need to understand this isn't just an announcement about DC relief. This is a commitment to trades, to keeping people in our community.
The summit also coincided with a provincial funding announcement. Chatham-Kent received $440,000 through Ontario's Building Faster Fund after exceeding its housing targets.
$440,000 because the municipality met their housing targets and actually exceeded them. And that's absolutely fantastic. That's what we want to see more of in Ontario.
Municipal leaders say tackling housing affordability will require collaboration between all levels of government, builders, and community partners as Chatham-Kent works to increase housing supply and keep home ownership within reach. In Chatham-Kent, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
We want to hear from you. Do you have an idea for a great story? Text us at 10400. You can also send photos and video. Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, Canada's inflation rate hits a 2.5-year high as gas and grocery prices take a bigger bite out of household budgets. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Canada's inflation rate spiked up in May to 3.2%, the highest in 2.5 years, driven largely by the war in the Middle East and higher gas prices. Economists are grappling with what happens to inflation down the road when oil prices stabilize. CTV's John Vanavali-Rao breaks it down, the numbers for us and the implications.
Recently, drivers have had some good news at the pump, with fuel prices plunging from their highs.
Honestly, it's awesome. I haven't filled gas in a while because it's been a bit unaffordable, but this is great.
But the latest inflation numbers showing rising food prices are continuing to take an ever bigger bite out of the budget.
Yeah, this is crazy. It definitely is frustrating, yeah.
The overall inflation number last month driven up mostly because of gas prices, which soared 33% in May amid the closure of the Strait of Hormuz.
The good news here is we know that since May, gasoline prices have dropped by about 10%. So this might represent the high water mark for inflation this year.
But Statistics Canada noting foods purchased from stores were up 4.3% year over year, the 16th straight month that it has outpaced headline inflation. Fresh fruit was up 5.3%, fresh vegetables up 9%, with notable rises seen for items like lettuce, broccoli, and cauliflower.
Like, no wonder people go for like junk food instead. So it's crazy expensive for produce.
And tomatoes surging up 45%, in part because of poor weather in Mexico and fewer of them being grown there over concerns about U.S. tariffs, with the Conservative leader seizing on the food inflation data.
Today we learned that Mark Carney has given Canada the worst food price inflation in the G7.
Prices for air travel also rising more than 7% as airlines coped with higher jet fuel costs. And as more AI data centers get built, it's been driving up demand for things like memory and solid-state drives, in part resulting in a 3.9% year-over-year increase in the price of computer equipment, software, and supply.
Meanwhile, economists say even with the relief at the pumps, inflation could run close to 3% for the next few months. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Alberta is working to position itself as a hub for artificial intelligence data centers by touting its abundant supply of fossil fuels. However, that's led to debates in communities across that province over whether they want the centers at all. CTV's Kathy Lee reports.
In the town of Olds, a proposed $10 billion AI data center has sparked a battle on front lawns. Beck McIntosh is doing all she can to keep it out of her community.
The safety concerns are excessive.
Synapse, the developer behind the massive development planned for the east side of town on this piece of land, would also build its own natural gas power plant.
What we're facing is the same power generation as what facilitates all of Edmonton. We need to be prioritizing at least residential properties and communities.
The pitch is just one of many projects across Alberta as the province vies for the lion's share of Canada's AI data center boom.
It's about 90% of the total capacity will be going to Alberta.
This economist says the province has several advantages.
Somewhere you can have water that doesn't have a climate that's too hot, cheap electricity, and data connectivity.
It's one of the reasons Premier Danielle Smith this week dug in on natural gas as the backbone of Canada's AI ambitions.
Natural gas is going to be foundational to underpinning the growth in data center development, and we're sitting on an ocean of it.
But the same resource drawing developers is also raising questions about whether Canada can meet its long-term climate goals.
What we're really concerned about is both the impacts on emissions and, our emissions goals over the next 25 years.
From emissions to community impacts, the proposed development is facing questions on multiple fronts. Synapse says compliance and safety are its primary focus, and the project is expected to create thousands of permanent and temporary jobs. It's the kind of investment the mayor of Olds believes could transform the community.
It's a positive outcome as far as economic development for the town.
The project remains under review as regulators seek more information from Synapse.
I'm really confident it's not going to be able to proceed.
But until a decision is made, McIntosh says this front lawn will remain her billboard of opposition. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Olds, Alberta.
The Minister of Energy today announced what he called a new beginning or new chapter for Canada's nuclear program, a strategy that outlines a plan for the sector both at home and abroad. CTV Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson listened in.
They are complex and expensive, but also steady workhorses of electricity in Canada, nuclear reactors. The government announcing today they want an aggressive strategy to boost Canada's nuclear output.
We are writing the next chapter in one of Canada's greatest industrial success stories.
The plan, build up to 10 new reactors. Right now, 90,000 people work in the industry. They want to double that in the next decade and enter 4 international markets by 2040.
If our goal is to double our grid and reach net zero by 2050, there is no credible plan for Canada to do that without nuclear energy.
All those new reactors will need more uranium. NextGen's deposit of uranium in northern Saskatchewan at the Athabasca Basin is one of the world's largest. The company will build a mine here and partner with First Nations and Métis people.
It's a very exciting time. We're players now in that space, and it's a good future to look at in regards to where nuclear energy is going.
All of this new generation will create more waste. Eventually, it will come here. The tiny town of Ignace in northwestern Ontario will be the site of a massive nuclear waste facility. The mayor says that has already benefited her town.
I've always said this is our future, and it's not just our future as in our Ignace and Wabigoon. It's Canada's future.
The Prime Minister was not involved in this strategy because of previous connections to companies that work in the nuclear space. The Prime Minister's office, when asked, would not tell us the names of those companies. Graham Richardson, CTV News, Ottawa.
Political upheaval in the United Kingdom with the resignation of Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the nation's 7th leader in the past decade. He's stepping down over the unpopularity of his domestic policies and his decision-making. CTV's Michael Couture has more on who will throw their hat in the ring.
A week ago, the British Prime Minister insisted he'd fight any challenge to his leadership. But today, he announced he's stepping down.
Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party.
Keir Starmer's fall started when his judgment was questioned for appointing Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the U.S., despite his links to child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Then came local and regional election losses in May. Observers say it wasn't about the party, it was about the leader.
I think what was lacking was an ability to deliver that sense of political confidence and direction and mission.
Prime Minister Mark Carney praised Starmer's leadership in the coalition of the willing for Ukraine and the reinforcement of NATO.
He's helped build the historic partnership between Canada and the United Kingdom. He's someone who's always acted with integrity, with determination, with collaboration. And I consider him a friend.
Starmer's departure means the UK has had 6 prime ministers over the last decade. One of them, Liz Truss, served for just 50 days. While Starmer will stay on until his successor is chosen, it's widely expected that will be former mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham.
Praising the Prime Minister's dedication, service, and confirm that I will put myself forward in the process that will soon be underway.
The far-right party Reform UK is currently leading in the polls, and its leader believes instead of a leadership contest, there should be a general election.
If the next Prime Minister is the new MP for Makerfield, Andy Burnham, he didn't even stand at the last election on any manifesto at all.
If Burnham is unchallenged for the Labour Party's top job, he could become leader and UK Prime Minister by mid-July. Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Strength in the financial and utility sectors helped Canada's main stock index today. In Toronto, the TSX gained 145 points. In New York, the Dow added 148, the Nasdaq dropped 351. The Canadian dollar is up a very modest 0.04 cents. On commodity markets, gold fell more than $43 an ounce and oil is down $2 a barrel. An inclusive dance party is giving people of all abilities a chance to hit the dance floor. After the break, how the event is making sure everyone can join in.
Thank you so much to Jen from Tecumseh for sending this photograph in. She says it looks like a hand. Definitely some interesting cloud cover in this photo. Clear conditions overnight and beautiful weather as we head into your Tuesday with lots of sunshine and temperatures climbing into the mid-20s. The next opportunity for rain will roll in Wednesday night. We have showers in the forecast with the risk of thunderstorms Thursday.
A mix of sun and cloud out there. Julie joins me again for an extended look at the forecast. Julie.
Thanks so much, Stefanie. Nice to see that cloud cover breaking up just in time, of course, for everyone to head down to the riverfront in anticipation of the evening's festivities. The temperatures will be nice and comfortable out there tonight. We made it to just 22 degrees this afternoon, normally 26 and 16. So comparing that with what's normal. Temperatures anywhere across Essex County holding at that just above that 20-degree mark. So anywhere between 20 and 23. We have winds that have been a bit gusty out of the northeast. The winds will start to ease off this evening as the area of high pressure moves in. We had this compact low just off to the south, and that brought the cloud cover and showers early in the day. We did have that thick deck of cloud hanging around, but that is now moving well off to the east, and we're starting to see that cloud deck erode as the dry air starts to make the move. Now, the next area of low pressure will eject out of the prairie provinces, and that one's en route as we head into Wednesday night, Thursday. But for now, we are nice and clear, and conditions looking absolutely beautiful for this evening. So mainly clear with just a few clouds. As we take a look at what's happening across the country tonight, I want to note temperatures are cool across Canada for this time of year. So we are officially into the summer season with the solstice over the weekend. And yes, not looking too summer-like across the country, with the exception temperatures starting to warm up and through the interior of British Columbia. But the Great Lakes Basin temperatures averaging a good 5 to 6 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. I'm sure many aren't complaining, though. They like the cool, comfortable conditions. Overnight, you can keep the windows open. We'll dip down between 10 and 12 degrees across Essex County. Waking up tomorrow morning to sun-filled skies and just a beautiful Tuesday on the way. We'll see a few fair weather clouds in the afternoon. The next opportunity for rain will come in as we head into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, with a chance for showers on Thursday. So your forecast for tomorrow, sunshine through the day. The forecast high coming in at 25 degrees and a nice northwesterly breeze. Our Enercare forecast for your Wednesday. Chance of afternoon showers. The probability will ramp up Wednesday night with some rain. Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for your Thursday. Friday, we're back to full sunshine at 25. We are looking at a beautiful weekend as we close out June with some gorgeous weather. Mix of sun and cloud both Saturday and Sunday. Daytime highs over the weekend from 27 to 29 degrees. And we'll bring in some showers on Monday. The humidity is going to creep back in this weekend, so we'll start to feel hot and sticky as we head through Friday through Sunday. So enjoy that sunshine tomorrow. And if you are heading out tonight, have a wonderful evening. I'll be back before the end of the show to recap your forecast. Stefanie?
A free helmet giveaway at a Windsor park saw more demand than organizers expected.
That's nice. You just twist the back? Yep.
The Brain Injury Association of Windsor in Essex County gave out 97 helmets to people at Optimus Memorial Park on Saturday. The giveaway was aimed at making safety equipment more accessible as children spend more time riding bikes, skateboarding, and playing outdoors during the summer. Organizers say many people are surprised to know you can still suffer a concussion or other brain injury even while wearing one.
But if you're wearing a helmet, it's going to significantly decrease the damage that you're going to receive, either from falling off your bike, or I have lots of people who are riding their bike and have gotten hit by cars or other people on bikes. So it's really important to do anything you can to reduce the risk of a brain injury, because it can be catastrophic.
Going out dancing may be a common event for some young people, but for those with a disability of any kind, those fun opportunities may be rare. CTV Health reporter Pauline Chan has more on an upcoming event that includes everyone, including those with physical or intellectual challenges.
Inclusive, hosted by Substance Cares, is billed as the world's first indoor-outdoor party for all people with disabilities.
Really, it's just an event for people of all abilities, really, to come out and feel like they've been welcome and that there's an opportunity for them to experience the same experience many of us have every weekend.
What I love about dance and movement is that I'm really creative with my dance moves.
Jessica Rotolo has been coming to the event, formerly known as Danceable, for 3 years, along with her friend Lauren Abella, who says inclusive is unique.
It's completely different because of the support that's available and because it's all friends and everything's free. So it really makes it inclusive for everyone, regardless of their abilities, regardless of their financial situation.
This is the event's 10th anniversary.
And we have so many great performers and vendors that are joining us this year. Medusa Entertainment's got a lot of acrobatic and theatrical sort of production happening. Dramaway is going to be doing some stuff. And again, Bam Dance will be here performing as well.
Some of the accommodations include accessible washrooms, a special room for changing, and a sensory room. Its low-key atmosphere has reduced sound and lighting. The event is June 29th at Cabana with free tickets, free food, and even free parking.
From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it does not conflict with any World Cup events happening in the city or elsewhere.
Everyone's happy to be here, so you can expect to be on your feet dancing, and if you need a break, there's chairs everywhere. You need a drink, unlimited beverages, cute bartenders, so I just think that it's a really fun time, and everyone is welcome, regardless if you're a parent, a sibling, a friend.
Don't be shy. Be yourself and don't be afraid to meet new people.
And she says come prepared to dance and have a great time. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
After the break, a globally recognized Tibetan artist brings sacred traditions to Windsor. The Prime Minister welcomed his Croatian counterpart to Ottawa this morning. And with Croatia's World Cup team playing in Toronto tomorrow, the talk quickly turned to soccer.
I'd like to congratulate you for 2 first victories. You seem to be really a host country with a lot of stamina. I hope that your player, which was injured, will recover well. And we look forward for a great match tomorrow in Toronto between Croatia and Panama.
You, the fans, are certainly excited. You'll be well received.
The two leaders exchanged jerseys of their respective countries following their introductory comments for the cameras. Croatia takes on Panama tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock. Croatia is winless in the tournament so far. The two men are sitting down for talks that will include a range of bilateral issues. A globally recognized Tibetan artist is sharing his sacred traditions in Windsor before taking his work to an event connected to the FIFA World Cup. Lama Tashi Norbu's exhibition at Show Arts Studios combines Tibetan painting, meditation, chanting, storytelling, and sacred tattooing. It also features the creation of sand mandala, an intricate Buddhist design made of carefully placing colored sand. Norbu says his art is meant to preserve Tibetan culture and inspire inner peace. The program runs until June 28th before Norbu travels to Miami for a FIFA World Cup gala next month. Now, children may not come with an instruction manual, but they can teach their parents a lot about themselves. At the 8th annual Father's Day charity extravaganza at St. Clair College on Saturday, we asked local dads to share the unexpected lessons they've learned from fatherhood.
It taught me that I need to spend more time listening. These kids have a lot to offer us that we just don't understand a lot of times. Drawing things that they see in their environment and making stories up that go along with it, it's absolutely incredible just to see how their minds start to work and everything that they can do on their own. It blows my mind every time.
The biggest thing about fatherhood is your kids are a mirror of who you are in many ways. So often the things that you don't see about yourself are mirrored in the kids. So it's a real big learning opportunity for you, even in just how they respond, and then seeing that's like, oh, I say that. Okay, I gotta change how I talk or how I address people. It's a really good mirror to what you do yourself.
As I saw my daughter for the very first time,
literally fell in love, like kind of unconditional love towards her. You find joy in the small thing you do with them, just a different feeling.
I never really knew what life was all about, and you could kind of hear it from other people that had kids, and when you didn't have any kids, I couldn't relate. I'm like, it's a totally different world. But once you have a child, it's incredible how it changes your life. Your perspective is based solely on your children.
It's almost time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kentner. Melanie, what do you have for us tonight?
We'll have more on the timing of the Big Three Auto Talks.
We'll be right back.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. The tradition continues. Canada Day celebrations in Amherstburg. Bring the family and join us downtown Amherstburg for family fun all day long. See you next time on Our Community.
Okay, so Melanie, the Big Three Auto Talks are officially underway, but there was some questions as to why those talks are actually happening now.
That's right. With all the uncertainty surrounding the future of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Free Trade Agreement and what regulatory landscape will be in place for the auto sector over the short and medium term, union leaders are defending the timing of the talks.
We believe negotiating right here, right now, with Ford is the best option to reach an agreement that can be carried across the Detroit Three.
It's too risky to wait. How do we know when it's going to be settled? We don't know that. But we do know with the circumstances that we're dealing with right now. And we have a lot of members, by the way, who need answers.
We got more details online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have a story online, Melanie. Caesars Windsor is trying something new this summer.
Yes, the casino is offering deals for some of its upcoming shows. Caesars Show Week runs from today until June 29th. It features $50 ticket deals, and the limited time offer includes a variety of concerts, comedians, and other entertainers. And in our social spotlight, here's a great way to celebrate a milestone. So cool. Hannah surprised her husband for his 50th birthday, not once, but 5 times on their way to Venice. Her hubby, Leon, was elated to see his close friends show up at various locations for the trip, from the airport to the bar and even their hotel room. What a way to usher in the new decade, Stefanie.
Round of applause to his wife. Very thoughtful. Obviously, that took a lot of planning.
For sure.
So, yeah, good for her. And happy birthday.
Yeah, it looks like a great time.
Yep. Okay, so if any viewers at home want to submit a video for our trending segment, how can they do it?
Well, they can email us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text to 10400.
Okay, that's what's happening now. Thank you, Melanie. A record-breaking catch in BC after the break. The massive white sturgeon that measured nearly 12 feet long. Julie joins us again now. Julie, 3 hours until the big show.
Yeah, conditions looking picture perfect. We'll see a few fair weather clouds. Other than that, comfortable temperatures. Definitely a great night. The timing on that rain early in the day was actually perfect. We have lots of sunshine in the forecast as we head into your Tuesday. 25 degrees. Chance of afternoon showers on Wednesday, and showers and thunderstorms expected Thursday. We clear up just in time for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunshine to a mix of sun and cloud. Our Enercare forecast for the weekend is looking fabulous. Gorgeous conditions, lots of sunshine over the weekend, and some great weather in between. Stefanie, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Julie. Now, Travis, an estimated 1 million people come down to the riverfront on both sides for tonight's big display.
Yeah, thousands here on our side alone. We all know it brings road closures. It brings those crowds. So if you don't want to brave those crowds, you're not going to make it out to the show yourself. CTV Windsor will have some of the sights and sounds from fireworks night tonight at 11.
Okay, thank you. Finally, we leave you with a record-breaking catch on the waters in Vancouver. And this one is anything but a big fishtail. A local guiding company has reeled in one of the largest white sturgeons ever recorded, highlighting a species that's been quickly making a comeback. CTV's Chris Wiggins has the story.
As fishing stories go, this one doesn't stretch the truth. It stretches more than 11.5 feet long.
The interesting thing about sturgeon fishing is it's kind of like a lottery, right?
Earlier this month, on a beautiful day near Chilliwack, sturgeon guide Kevin Estrada and his group of anglers did hit the lottery, reeling in a record-breaking white sturgeon that tipped the scales at more than a half a ton, or an estimated 1,100 pounds.
And it ended up being, the day, maybe of my guiding life, for sure.
The fish measured 11 feet 8 inches, making it the largest ever recorded on rod and reel, and beating a record set just 5 years ago by the very same guide.
In 2021, we had the largest fish on record till this fish.
Estrada says it took about 40 minutes to reel in the prehistoric beast, but the real surprise came after, when just one measuring tape wasn't enough.
Once you're finished the first 120 inch tape and you need a second tape measure, then something is interesting.
White sturgeons are often called living dinosaurs, some believed to be more than a century old, though their exact age is hard to pin down. What Estrada does know, this catch points to something bigger than just size.
We have a healthy and abundant fishery here in British Columbia. We've never seen so many large fish, and we've never seen so many juvenile fish, and we've been studying them for the last 6 years.
For decades, BC has banned the killing of sturgeon, relying instead on strict catch and release, tagging, and research to protect the species. A massive fish, but one that went right back into the Fraser River. Part of a conservation effort that's helping more of these giants stick around. Chris Wiggins, CTV News, Vancouver.
Okay, we heard there catch and release, so that's a good thing.
And that's a big catch. That's a fisherman's dream.
I can just imagine them taking out the tape measure, like he said, going back and being like, oh my, we need another tape measure.
That's crazy.
And it really does look historic, like
looks like
living dinosaurs. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, that's
very
awesome.
cool. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching. For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
I'll be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
Good night.